Hello. It's been a while. I was away traveling, filming, well, let's say the beginning of a feature documentary on, well, I can't say much, but I'm gonna say about people who have to wake up every day and with immense effort choose to embrace life, although their bodies are always, in pain. Even the slightest movement becomes difficult. Even the slightest need becomes dependency. And during this week, I felt that, as much as our bodies are designed to heal themselves and to serve us, to keep us alive, to protect us, a lot of times how we feel about ourselves pushes the body towards a breaking point where it's not able anymore to tolerate our way of dealing with it, way of dealing with our emotions, our way of dealing with our stress level, our anxiety. At some point, our body was gonna say enough. And needless to say, I was greatly inspired by their love for life and their willingness to live with whatever they have, whatever abilities they have. And it reminded me, when you live between life and death all the time, every day, you're dancing on a thin line between life and death, and I started wondering, what is the difference between life and death? A dead person is not worried about competition. A dead person is not under pressure to achieve anything. A dead person is... I wrote something anyway, I wanted to read it, about death, because not a long time ago, last month, I went through a day where I felt that I couldn't bear anymore the watching and observing the world being so sick with the system that we are living in. A system that is designed to teach us how to lie, how to act, how to perform, but is not designed for us to be fully ourselves. And it pains me greatly. And this is why we fall ill, because of the systems we live in. I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's just under the starry sky tonight, and beautiful white clouds surrounded by dark blue. I just feel today I'm almost dancing between life and death. And since this is a channel for the free ones, and since freedom for me is a quest, a quest, or at least I'm trying to find within myself all the keys for total freedom in a world where ownership, righteousness, competition is king. Validation makes us compromise ourselves, and the child in us that only wants to, have fun and be happy and love. And so I went through a phase last month where I really gave myself the chance for one day to die. To die and to surrender completely, and to actually from all my heart wanting to just exit the game, the human experience. And as I was, sinking into this feeling, I felt free. Weirdly enough, I felt free. And in this death, willingness to just die a little, let go of everything, forget everything. My name, my nationality, everything, where I am, what I do, doesn't matter. I wanted to let go of everything, and in that day where I allowed myself to feel like I was dead, to die inside, to forget everything, to forget that anything matters, I realized, and I wrote this: in death we are free, in death we are lighter, in death we need nothing, in death nothing can harm us, in death we want nothing, in death we wait for nothing, in death we are safe, we are home, in death we breathe better, in death we care less, we observe but feel nothing, we move easily, in death we have nothing, in death we are shapeless and formless, in death we have nothing to prove, in death we play, in death we don't eat our emotions, in death we don't feel our fears, in death we laugh at ourselves, in death we find home in darkness and light, in death we meet ourselves in our purest form, in death we love better, in death we finally rest, in death noise becomes silence, in death I am a better listener, in death I am happy, in death I am myself, in death there is no pain, in death we own nothing, in death we are one again, in death time evaporates, in death we make no plans, in death there is no fear, guilt or shame, in death we have no anger or resentment, in death we forgive, we live better, we have no opinion, we don't judge, in death we tell the truth. I wrote this on October 31st, 2025. This is how I grieved my old self and gave way to my new self to be born, freer and lighter, even a little bit. And as I woke up the next morning and I was reflecting on art and the creation and the reason why we create and the whole fun part of it, I realized that everything I said about death applies to creative death and rebirth. It applies to relationships, family bonds. It applies to our expectations of ourselves. It applies to our judgments of ourselves. Maybe we can live life like we were dead, so we'll be more free of stress, anxiety, pressure, expectations, competition, comparison, judgment. Maybe everything in us that is not us needs to die to see, and then after that you see what reborns, what comes back to life, what stays with you. I'm not afraid of death. I'm grateful for death, and every time I sleep at night I ask myself, if I don't wake up in the morning, would I be satisfied? Would I be happy? Would I be would I would I be okay? And the answer is yes. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of living half lives. Be afraid of living not being yourselves. Be afraid of living without giving yourself a chance to just be, just do the things you want to do. Be passionate about the things you want to be passionate about. Be radical about the things you want to be radical about, as long as you're not harming anyone. You have the right to be everything that you are, as if you are dead. In the freedom of death, live your lives. I love you. I believe in you. This is not a sad audio. This is me telling you what I am discovering about freedom, the freedom that I know is inside of me. I just want it to be outside of me. I am becoming the freedom I want to be in the world, I want to see in the world, and we can all do that. Be free. Be free. As free as you can.